So today I am going to try a real-time video of a casting of one of these, which is my favourite little thing to cast. I'm going to be using the induction furnace, and the object of the video is just to demonstrate the most successful strategy I've developed for the Chinese so-called 15 kilowatt induction furnace, the LH15A. This thing arranged this insulated coil just to demonstrate how quickly you can achieve a complete casting session. Go, start clock. This is a lump of bronze. It weighs 1.5 kilos. The thing I'm hoping to end up with weighs 600 grams. That's roughly what I should end up with, which is 800 grams. To melt into the pot, I've got 2 kilos. So let's pop that in straight away. The lid on. So over to the moulding bench and system. This is a 3D printed core box. It's really very small. Some already made up, so I won't actually bother making any now, but they come out like that. This sand mixer was kind of copied from Lucky Jen, the Australian casting guru. It really takes out so much of the work, so I just add a little bit of water like that. And it will turn it over and mix the water in very nicely. Moulding board. Talcum parting powder. Small amount of facing sand. Till it's covered. Brush off the excess. I give it a little squeeze with the hand, quite gentle at this point, just to compact it a little, and then I shovel in. A heap of sand, and I don't care if it spills because it just falls straight back into the mixer. I tend to work the corners in first because they always seem to be the soft areas when I flip them on. And then the first ram, I start in the middle, give it quite a lot of oomph. I'm not sure if that's doing me a favour or being a hindrance. Now, just go around the corners, those aren't too bad. And all the excess just falls straight back in. Minimal sand wastage and minimal sweeping up. One of the things that enamors me to sand casting is that the sand is not, you can reuse it again and again. Keep using it again and again. I have special burn marks to make sure I don't get the flasks on the wrong way round. These are cabinet makers blocks from B&Q, as inspired by Myford Boy. I'm just going to pop the sprue there. I dig it in a little way just to hold it. Some sand for the top, brush that in, small gentle compaction with the hands, carefully not to disturb anything, and now shovel in one of those, gentle ramming at this stage, gentle but firm I suppose is the that I use. And then I have a especially very high-tech made narrow rammer to get in behind the sprue. Now I go and give that a good thorough compacting, and now I fill it up. anybody is interested in other casting resources on YouTube and you're not already familiar with Myford Boy, Lucky Jen, Veg Oil Guy and Nobox are all people that I watch quite a lot. Knocked the screw a bit further down than I intended to there. We've got good corners, good edges. Done. Turn that off. On the clock, that's 20 minutes. Oh, teaspoon. Oh, I messed up that totally, didn't I? Oh, the other guru that I should mention is Tubal Cain, who describes himself as my YouTube shop teacher. And oh boy, he really does know his stuff. So I got a little bit of a thing there. Packed all those edges nicely. Dust that out. Withdraw the have breakage there. That's not good. Still broken. Might just get away with that. Those can go away. That can go away. That can go away. Come back out. Pouring basin. That is usually good. Not the nicest mould I've ever made, but it will work. Mould complete. Mould complete, 23 minutes. Not quite molten, so now to prepare the pouring tray. The bronze molten at half an hour, probably slightly before. These are graphite gouging rods, but they're excellent stirring sticks. This is my de-drossing spoon. I think there was probably a bit of brass that got in there, and I de-dross into a tin of water. Try and avoid that sort of thing. You can start to see the surface of the bronze. does the rest. Now, I'll just, whilst everything's still warm, give the inside of the crucible a good old clean. There's one thing that I've found with induction melting is the slag build-up is much more than in an oil-fired furnace, and if you don't keep the crucible clean, it causes all sorts of problems. So that just goes straight into the costing tin. And there we have 36 minutes from nothing to pour, and very little mess. No smoke, no fossil fuels, no enormous great big ball of fire in the workshop, very little wasted heat. That is a really nice system. So let's have a little walk around the induction system. It's the LH15A. It is pretty robust. It will work and work and work and work and work, and if there's something that goes wrong, it does just shut down without damaging itself. And I'll tell you what, as someone that has built many induction circuits, that's quite a boon. I find these shelving systems very useful for this. Quite often the heights need to be changed because you've got a different crucible or a different coil, so these systems are very, very useful. The heater sits on two pointing that way, the crucible two pointing this way, and this side is just for, I usually have a shelf there for tools and stuff. The cooling system is massively overkill, but I prefer it that way. So this is my workshop fan that literally is not attached in any way, it just sits there. I've got an enormous great big radiator which I found from the scrapyards at a cost of almost nothing. An old domestic header tank that drains into the radiator. From the bottom of the radiator I have a system drain, and then that goes to a water pump that's bolted under there. It's quite a powerful water pump, probably more than is necessary, but once again, when it comes to keeping everything cool and IGBTs from melting, overkill, oh yay. Two ball valves off the pump there, so that when I want to change coils, I can isolate the water system and only lose what's actually in the coil. So let's go and see what we've got. Oh, that's looking good. No, it's not. Still didn't get that. Oh, that's so annoying. You see this? Didn't quite fill the mould. Right, so bronze, I think, needs to be... I thought bronze was supposed to flow really easily. Ah, annoying. So that just pushes out of there, like that. That goes back in the box. And that pushes out of there like that. And that goes back up there. Such a shame. 3 small defects. Oh, I forgot to put the core in.